Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick review here on the Spektrum DX6 case that I just picked up. It's made by Atomik RC. It's a model 2037. It's intended for a DX9 radio, but it works just fine for the DX6 as well. I picked it up from Amazon.com and it's around $24. I didn't feel like paying $80 for the big aluminum case that Spektrum makes. I'd like to have one, but $80 is a lot of money for me to spend on a case. I'd rather spend it on a airframe or batteries or something besides a case. Especially where I'm not really having to transport the radio at all. So anyway, let's get to the review real quick. So the case is made out of a molded material, pretty nice. And if you notice, kind of an odd shaped. It has a little handle on the back and just zippers hold it together. It's just a clamshell. Works pretty well. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the fabric it's covered with. It's kind of prone to getting particles in it just because of the material. Kind of like a fabric upholstery in a vehicle, how it kind of hangs on to lint and dirt and so forth. But that's not a big deal. So we can see the radio fits right in there like that. Works well. And it's close, but it doesn't seem to bump any of the switches. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it clears the switches. This switch, which is switch D, this toggle, 3-position toggle, it needs to be in the lower position to not be bumped by the cover. So, and it's possible it may bump the trim button slightly if you pushed on it, but really, for my purposes, it's basically going to just be a dust cover and to protect it as it sits on a shelf. So I really don't want to have to put the radio back in its original box all the time. It's kind of a pain. So that's a good way to keep it. And it kind of displays the radio. If you notice, it's on this incline. So you can open it up and actually maybe even have the radio on while it's in there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5 stars. I'll get 3.5 to 4 stars. It works well. It could be a little bit better made. It's made in China. I'm not a big fan of imported goods. I prefer American-made stuff, but it's hard to get that all the time, of course, especially in this subject matter. But any kind of tools and that type of thing, I always try to get American-made or Japanese or German or English or whatever. Try to go for a quality product, but it's made pretty well, and for the price, it's fair price. So certainly couldn't make anything like this myself for that cheap a price, and of course for it to look this nice. So I'll give it 3.5 to 4 stars, and that's being a little bit harsh just because of the imported goods. But anyway, there you go. So check it out. If you're interested, you might pick one up for your radio. And I paid for this with my own money, so I'm not getting any kind of kickback on that. This is my honest opinion, as with everything. So take care and see you next time on Project King.